Okay, everybody's got a fucking podcast. I mean, we have a podcast, so obviously anyone can do it.
Wait, this is a podcast?
Are you recording right now?
Technical difficulties.
No, you don't have to say anything. I'm gonna edit it out.
Technical difficulties.
Okay.
I put mayonnaise on a pickle.
Yo, I know y'all ain't playing skee ball. I'm trying to go to bed.
Do my feet? I mean, my feet stink, right?
Yeah.
Bloop.
Yep.
We're in this bitch.
One in this bitch?
So we're in this bitch.
We're in this bitch!
We out
in
here.
This bitch.
You cockroach.
We are in this bitch, you cockroaches. Scarface.
Scarface.
Cockroach edition.
So you texted me this week on a whim.
On a whim.
Watch Scarface.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a good idea, because it's trending, you know?
Sure.
We should do more trending shit, just like a quick,
Yeah.
you know...
Wait, you guys want to like get popular?
Right. Yeah, right.
We should trend. Yeah, no.
Do things that actually, you know.
Not from the 60s?
Sure. You know, now we're thinking. Like, I feel like we started, like, let's start at, like, the beginning of movies, right? We, like, started reviewing Charlie Chaplin first, and then, like, you know.
Sure.
Eventually, we're going to get to 1967, so.
Well, I think we decided that outside of the Bond series, the 60s fucking sucked.
Yeah.
So.
And even within the Bond series, the series still kind of sucks. So
Yeah.
But 60s still kind of suck. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
yeah, to not make this into everything Bond.
I know. It's just that, you know, it's been my life for a while, you know?
Yeah, I know. It's like we're kind of going.
Bond is
out,
the glass that everything gets compared to.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we talk about Scarface. What did you like about Scarface? What did you want to talk
well,
about?
I think we can like kind of naturally get there. We can kind of naturally get there. You know, you're. I was gonna say. No, I was saying like.
Sorry.
I mean, like, you know.
Having a conversation is not natural.
I mean, open up what did I like about Scarface. I'm just saying, like, I was gonna tell you what I like about Scarface.
It's fine. I'll just be quiet. You figure it out.
Well, to answer your question, Tyler.
Naturally flowing into Scarface. I'll just shut up.
Well, now it's weird. What do you mean?
Just like every time now, you're just like, it's like, no, dude, come on,
flow.
flow.
Kind of getting there, you know what I mean? Like,
Okay,
you know, you're like, so Harley, you know, you're like on a whim, whatever. I'm not gonna go back and say what you said.
Do we want to do a soft restart here?
God damn it, no. Anyway, all right. We can you can do whatever you want with all that. You can leave it in. What did I like? What did I think
exactly.
about? What did I think about Scarface, man?
Why'd you want to watch it? Why'd you want to talk about it? You know, that kind of thing.
I was just there when it was playing.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So it was just right place, right time. You know what I mean? So I watched it. I really liked it, and I was like, hey. Usually, I'm not the one who's watched a movie before a Saturday. Like, I don't watch television or movies, right? So, like, usually I reserve about a 2.5 hour window where we can watch a movie, and then we talk about it.
Yeah.
Right? But this is you're a movie guy, so this is the first time in Content Crisis history where I've consumed content.
Yeah.
And I had the crisis where, hey, I got to talk about this.
Sure.
So, what did you think of Scarface, Jason?
It was a lot of fun.
What did you like about it?
I kind of liked starting off really liking Tony and being like, oh yeah, man, like he's got respect for himself, like he's trying to make shit for him, and then by the end I'm just like, he's kind of just a paranoid asshole.
Yeah.
So I kind of liked watching his character development. That was a lot of fun because by the end of it I kind of hated him and was like ready for him to be shot 8.5 times.
And then he got shot like 80.5 times.
Yeah.
And he got mowed down. It's kind of the story of like a man who hates cockroaches becoming a cockroach, you know?
Yeah. I thought it was a story about a guy who, you know, he really makes his way in the world. He's got nothing. You know, he's washing dishes.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, just, you know, he keeps taking those steps up the ladder. And at every level, it's not enough. And it's human nature, you know? It's never enough. No matter how good your life gets.
Yeah.
Like, you always have this problem, you got that problem.
It's never enough.
You know, thing like that. It's never enough. This guy's at the top. He's laundering money. And this guy just wants to take 10% from him. No, I'm not saying that guy, the banker guy, was great. But You know, because bankers, you know, I don't know. The country, taxes, everything sucks, right? The whole system's a lie. It's a racket.
Okay.
Enough about that guy, though.
Yeah, I mean, he's not running the Cold Stone Creamery here, but...
We're talking about 10% on some money, and the dude's freaking out. He's making millions.
Sure, yeah,
It's never enough.
Yeah.
And then now he's just paranoid. He's doing too much coke.
Yeah.
And he's got his wife. He wants his wife. He wants that girl the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
He sees her. He can't have her, and then he gets her. And now he just treats her like shit. It's never enough.
Well,
if I get this, I'll be happy. It's never enough.
Argument could be made there that he wasn't actually chasing the things. He was chasing the novelty. He's kind of got the image of like, this is what money, power, and women was supposed to be in his head, and then he just proceeds to be unhappy with the real life.
Yeah.
Of what that actually looks like.
Right. So in the same sense, still like, never enough.
Yeah.
Because then, he's sitting in the restaurant going...
He's chasing the picture still, that idea that he has in his head of what all this stuff is supposed to be, and then just, for some reason, pissed off about everything that is still there.
Yeah, he's sitting in the restaurant like, this is it, huh? I get a fucking stomach, and I get tits, and I'm gonna need a bra. And you're like, what are you talking about?
What am I talking about? Huh? Oh, everybody wants to point their finger at me, huh?
Yeah.
You need to listen to
I'm the bad guy.
I'm the bad guy, huh?
I mean, he was pretty sloshed at that point, so, I think we've all been there. Too many drinks, and be like, I'm getting fat, man. What am I doing with my fucking life? We've all been there.
Yeah, I think, in the beginning of the movie, Tony's like he's still a piece of shit. He's still a dick.
Yes.
But
He still stabbed that one guy.
which is fine. That's
For
cool.
money.
Yeah, I mean, it was for money, and the
Come
guy was
on.
like a communist anyway, so it wasn't that big of a deal.
Yeah, look, murder doesn't count if it's communists, okay?
I mean, plus it was like the Cold War, so like,
That's what I'm saying. Murder doesn't count if it's communists.
murder, war. I mean, like we're splitting hairs here, buddy.
Yeah.
It was Tony Montana. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna call him a murderer quite yet.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the murderer Tony Montana,
Contract killer.
the contract killer Tony Montana. Yeah, he was never alleged.
The working class man.
Allegedly, Tony Montana stabbed the communist for a little bit of bread, which is cool.
For freedom. That's what he stabbed him for.
Yeah, I gotta get out of Freedom Town.
Get out of the, yeah.
That place was a shit show.
It
Well,
was.
He stabbed the guy in Florida, or was he in Cuba?
So and the part of the thing I like about the movie is the story's originally by Oliver Stone, and I can't remember the names of the dudes that rewrote the script and all that. But the cool thing with Oliver Stone is like Natural Born Killer is not based on history, but just the concept of like the glorification of serial killers and such like that by the media.
Uh-huh.
That's what like Natural Born Killers is about, and like a lot of his movies, and like he does JFK, right? So he's interested in like conspiracy a lot of the time, and like historical stuff.
Sure.
That's why he did JFK, and I think there's like I'm not interested enough to get Showtime to watch that JFK thing. So, but that's I guess where that is. They redid it or remastered, whatever. New commentary or something. He was on Rogan. I listened to it. Anyway, he wrote the story of the Scarface initially, and that was like that real thing that happened. That Castro released all those prisoners. Like that the whole thing they say in the beginning of the movie. That's like a true thing.
Yeah.
And so it's a kind of a cool thing that they base this whole story. I mean, they wrote in all the Tony Montana.
Right, he's a fictional person.
He's a fictional guy.
But it was
it's
based
in a
on
vehicle of
the
what
vehicle
actually...
of that, so...
That is cool, I like that, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm a big Oliver Stone fan.
Oh.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, I also, I didn't know that a bunch of Cubans were, like, just coming over to Florida, right?
Yeah.
And I don't want to, I don't want to get too, conspiracy. But all of a sudden on YouTube, after watching Scarface, dude, I was getting nothing but, recommendations for, watching, all this history about, the Cuban, exodus.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, dude, are you guys really listening to that closely?
Yeah.
Like I've been saying,
They
I've been
absolutely
saying
are.
cockroach all week, and you guys are like, you need to learn more about the Cuban. Where in the fucking algorithm is cockroach? Well, how's he saying it? Cockroach. Oh, he's saying it like
like Tony Montana.
Scarface? The actor, sorry.
Pacino?
Pacino, yeah, sorry. Yeah, he's saying it and then, you know what I mean? It gets to the point where it's that's just crazy to me. It's how did you motherfuckers know? That's all I'm saying.
You see this phone right here?
But I know, I understand, but Dude, I'm just saying the algorithm is so complex that they're like listening to how you're saying cockroach. They're listening to me say pussycat all week, you know? So like, well, they're like, oh.
Also, did you look up Scarface or like stuff about Scarface on your phone though?
I probably texted about it.
Well, there you
I
go.
texted you, yeah.
Probably he did. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I did text you. Yeah. I
Yeah.
texted you about it.
That's how they get you.
Yeah, I texted you about
That's
it too.
how they get you.
No, you're right. Yeah, I guess that's what it is, huh? Bastards that fucking.
All right, it's not quite as evil. It's still pretty evil though.
I wasn't, going sinister with it. I was just.
No,
I was just saying it's pretty. I mean, complex. I was thinking it was much more complex than it really was. You know what I mean? But what's the rule where it says like the simplest answer is usually the right one? Something like Occam's razor.
Occam's razor.
Yeah.
That's like a thing. I think it's also like misquoted a little bit because it's not like the simplest answer is always the right one, but I don't know. There's some bullshit about it. Irrelevant.
My cup runneth over. So anyway.
Gifford's Gab.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm done gabbing. Let's get.
That's like a show name, I think.
Gifford's Gab.
Gifford's Gab. And you just sit down and do things like you did for.
And just gab.
Yeah.
What's he doing right now? He's gabbing.
It's Gifford's Gab. This is what I want to gab about this week. These goddamn phone algorithms.
it's like John Oliver. You know John Oliver? Yeah. I'm like that, but I'm staring right into the camera with my wide, scared eyes, just like, fucking phone algorithms are gonna create icebergs that are gonna fucking make drones. Like, what are you talking?
And you smoke a pound of weed every time you get on there. You're like, look, man. It's like paranoid down to your
Shit's
mind.
fucked and stuff, man.
Shit's fucked and stuff.
I can see the walls breathing.
The walls are breathing. The cat's been giving me the weird stare.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind, partaking in that for like 5 minutes. But then I think, that's not enough television. I don't know if I'd be able to do like 30 full minutes of, gabbing while on a pound of weed.
Sure.
Yeah. I think it's kind of pushing it to the limit. Which segues us into the next thing.
Yeah.
So I liked the musical choices in this movie. The montages, when I was on the phone earlier, I don't know where it came from that I thought this was from 1978.
Mm-hmm.
But when you told me it was 1983, it made a lot more sense when we had like the montage and like push it to the limit, which I thought was super funny. You know what I mean? Like
all things considered, that was mad goofy to have.
He kind of like hits the cigar. You know what I mean? I don't forget exactly what he does, but he's like, "You're gonna see me go to the top," and then it's like, "Bum bum 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 bum, push it to the limit," and he's like cutting ribbons on like the White House and shit. It's like, I guess he really did push it to the limit. Holy shit,
Yeah.
Which is cool, but that's kind of one of those things that's not really played out in cliche. But
Yeah.
there was another song besides the "Push It to the Limit." I don't remember, but
This is probably one of the better 80s movies you can watch.
yeah,
If you've got 3 hours.
it was
If
long.
you got 3 hours,
It was
yeah.
long.
long.
It was very long. But I feel like every minute was almost worth it.
Yeah, it's a good time.
It didn't have as much I feel like Dead Space some movies get when they're that long where it's like,
And they're always doing something.
yeah. It wasn't a thing, I was able to watch it all the way through. It wasn't something where I paused it at some point and be like, I still got a fucking hour left.
Yeah.
It's easy enough to kind of cruise through it, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys kind of want to go scene by scene? I don't really think we need to go scene by scene. Most people on the planet have probably seen this movie. I feel like I'm one of the exceptions to that. Of course, the most
Well, I didn't do any
borderline
notes. It was
criminal
kinda-
person in the friend group is not watch Scarface, but
I didn't do notes and stuff. I know this notebook's here, but I didn't. This is just our schedule.
sure,
It already was sitting here when I walked in here.
it's a problem.
It's
Notes
a
are
prop,
high.
And I like to hold something because I'm a fidgeter. So if I play with a pen, then I don't start tapping.
We should get you
on
a
the table.
fidget spinner, man.
Yeah, something.
I could see even with a they make fidget items so it'll be this is a fucking light switch I hold in my hand and I do this while you know what I mean. It's like
Well, I've seen the one where it's a little cube thing, each side of it has a different bullshit for you to fuck around with.
Dude, and
I'd get in on that.
I'm sorry, but if I'm having a conversation with somebody, if I walk out, what's up, neighbor? And my neighbor's like, oh hey, I'm like, hey, how are you? And he's like, good. And he pulls a fucking Rubik's cube out and he starts flipping a light switch on. I'm like, are you retarded? You can beep that out, obviously, whatever you want to do. But I'm sorry if you're sitting
Well, maybe he's doing like a Pavlov thing. He's trying to train himself. He'd be like, I'm having a conversation. I'm doing my
Jesus, dude.
affirming behavior.
This is how creepy this world has got. People are like clicking a light switch, like, sorry, the world's just crazy right now. Like, okay. Sorry, let's get back to Scarface. What am I talking about?
Yeah, I didn't do a notes thing because it was just kind of like, hey, do this. And I was like, okay.
Sure. Yeah.
So I wasn't majorly prepared. I watched the movie, and enjoyed it.
What do you think of like the character arc? That's one question I guess I had. What do you think of the I guess what I said earlier, like the man who hates the cockroaches turning into a cockroach? Like, do you think that was a good execution?
Yeah, I'd say it was executed properly. I would say, I mean, and
sorry, the way you were like, yes, I would say that was executed properly. Sorry, go ahead, sorry.
I mean, and even the way that, like the killing of Manny was like the huge thing in that.
That's his best friend, right?
Yeah.
I was fucking like so surprised. I mean, I wasn't surprised, but I was definitely devastated.
And the way, because you're talking about when he becomes the cockroach, you could almost argue he became the cockroach a long time. Well, he was kind of in disbelief about it. I suppose,
yeah.
Right? But when he goes to his mother's, his mom and Gina's house, mom and sister's house, whatever, and he visits them, and she's just kind of disowning them. The whole, she's, I don't want your dirty money. You walk in here, you think you can just buy,
Which, to me, is, like, mad justified. Like, obviously they know his history.
Yeah.
He's been there for how long at that point? Like, a couple of years? Like, 2 years, I think?
Yeah, something, yeah.
Is how long he had been there, kind of working his way up and getting money. And it's like, he wasn't going there to help them out. He was going there for him to be like, okay, like, I'm successful now. Validate that I am successful. Take my money. Kind of thing. And she's like, you can literally go fuck yourself. I'm sure that was a huge ego blow for him because he was expecting to come in there and be, big dick.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a big story about like
saw right through his lies.
Like, I guess he was always. You're right. He kind of always was the cockroach, and
he's always trying to rise above it and not be it, but
he was always.
I mean, it's just what was in him.
Yeah, and that's kind of what everyone around him saw too. Like, oh, he's a bum. He's just that. And he had the drive and the willpower to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the thing. I mean, you can't argue that he wasn't successful.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he was fucking killing it out there. It's just, what was inside of his body was still a terrible person and kind of an idiot sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't that bright. He was just kind of, like, reckless and was in the right place at the right time.
And just weirdly horny for his sister.
That whole thing.
That one I still don't think.
I mean, back in 1983, I'm sure there wasn't, like, some deeper commentary on, like, you know what I mean, like.
Is that what you took away, that he wanted to fuck his sister?
I feel like that was what they wanted me to think. Like, it didn't. I didn't really get that vibe, but like in the scene, like where Gina. This was after they killed Manny. Gina like comes into his room, wearing the robe, and
fuck me, Tony.
It's just like whatever device they use to just make sure that her nipples are never exposed, but like it's just perfectly that.
No, not that they need this on James Bond, but they should they should at least give him a call. Because, like, James Bond, they're just like, like, are we allowed to do this? No? Oh, shit.
Stop it.
I can't stop.
Just can't stop.
Well, let's put a silhouette in front of him. How about that?
Yeah. But, in that scene, like, that's kind of what they were heavy-handing. Like, they were trying to be like, hey. And honestly, I actually thought that it was, like, the first time I watched it, I thought it was, like, a delusion he was having until he got shot.
Right.
Like, with all the cocaine and everything. I was like, oh, okay, he's just high as shit. So he's like, and then, he's seeing Gina, because maybe that's, some kind of thought that's maybe somewhere deep in his head. And he's like, maybe I do want to fuck my sister.
Well, I think he probably also, that's what I mean. In 1983, I'm sure there wasn't this deep of a thought on it. We're probably thinking way too much into it, but I would argue that Tony probably couldn't differentiate between his sister and, like, the women. You know what I mean? Like, the women of, like, power, right? So, like, his first love was, like, probably his sister, you know what I mean? Like, he loved and cherished his sister and protected her. And she loved and cherished him. And, like, she really saw Tony for the good. She saw Tony for the good. She didn't see the cockroach, right? So that's why he kept around, because she validated him all the time, like you were saying.
Okay.
So once he started getting all this power and the cocaine and the absolute power corrupts absolutely. So he's gonna just everything's mixing together. So when his sister's pretty much like she's pretty much become one of these like girls, you know what I mean? Because she's living in all this luxury with him, and he sees her out having fun and everything like that. It's like all the cocaine. He's probably blending all this shit together, right? So it's like my point is that I don't think he probably wanted to fuck her subconsciously.
I don't think he wanted to fuck
But
her.
like, I think that what he did, again, like subconsciously, how he acted was like jealous, and like he only wanted her to be for him, because that was the validation thing, right? It wasn't that he wanted to fuck her. It was that he wanted control over her, I guess.
Well, not to mention...
Maybe I'm not saying that last part right, but I think the idea is, I think, being portrayed, I hope.
But and not to mention, too, is that, like, Gina was kind of like the last, like, kind of like pure thing that he could kind of hold on to. Like, she was uncorrupted by his shit life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Until she totally wasn't, but...
Which is literally what Manny says to her. Is,
oh yeah, they
even
had that
get
talk
together,
in the car, right?
Manny's talking like, you're the only thing that's not, like, you're the best thing in his life. She's telling, because it's after Tony beats the shit out of that guy in the bathroom.
He's got to drive her home.
Yeah, and Manny drives her home, and I don't think he wanted to fuck his sister. I think it was just, if anything, it was their father is just not there at all. And I don't remember, did they say anything about the father?
They just said that he either like left or just wasn't there.
Right. So if anything, he kind of, if I had to guess, he was taking that kind of father figure role with Gina. Like, he kind of saw her not only as his sister, but as his, kind of daughter, that he was just like, no, and you know how dads are. Don't fuck my daughter. And it's like, all right, well, you fucked somebody's daughter. Relax. That's all.
Yeah, but I think there's still a point though to her walking in and being like, fuck me, Tony. That whole thing.
Well, and then that's in her mind. Like, she's trying to make sense of it, because every time she's been with a dude, it's been, the first time it didn't go so well. Tony beat the shit out of a guy in a bathroom. The second time it didn't go so well, and they're married. And, he shoots Manny, and so then that's the only thing that makes sense in her mind. Is like, well, I guess you just must want to fuck me if I'm not allowed to fuck anybody. Like, so and they, like his dudes said, they're like, oh, we gave her some stuff. She's calming down, so she's high on.
She also could have been in,
or low on, if they're downers, I guess, right?
Sure.
Get low.
Yeah.
So she's in a weird state of mind, and she's like, fuck me, Tony, and then she's shooting her brother, and
Then why'd she walk in so like tittily though? Just
well, because she was like, fuck me, Tony. I mean, she was titillating.
Because that's how she was brought there.
Sure, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because she's, she was putting her robe on as, coming to the door.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I forgot that she was still in the robe when.
Yeah.
I felt her like anguish when she's like, "Is this Tony's house? What the fuck?" Like,
yeah.
I was like, "Oh man," because that is kind of like
bringing me right into the lair of evil.
Yeah, and it's like
to the devil's
it's
death.
like it felt like she was being kidnapped. You know what I mean? It's like when you're kidnapping your sister. Like, it really felt like I thought Breaking Bad, like how Walter White kind of has that whole arc of like Mr. Rogers to Scarface.
Yeah,
he really does become Scarface in the end, because it's like Tony Montana's a fucking dick.
Yeah.
He is a dick. It's like, I don't want to have a beer with this guy.
Yeah.
He'll be like, he'll be calling me Pussycat. I'm like, can you stop calling me Pussycat? You know what I mean?
Yeah, he probably goes from that to calling you something worse.
Cockroach. Man, I'd be like, can you not call me Cockroach? Hey, it's Cockroach or Pussycat. You got one or the other.
Check out a problem with me? Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm glad I watched it. I felt like I was missing out quite a bit. So I guess we can kind of tie this thing up, huh?
Yeah.
Final thoughts?
Got anything else to say? Or I mean, you guys had seen it before, so it was kind of new and more profound to me, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, definitely pretty solid crime movie.
Yeah.
It's always a good time. I liked, like I said.
I mean, you could call it a crime story. I think it's more of a human story. I think Tony Montana is more of a... I think it's supposed to, like... show you like the human aspect of what crime does to.
The human aspect of being a terrible person.
Yeah, but it's still human though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
The pursuit of something better and getting lost in it. And,
yeah,
yeah.
like greed is a natural human like sin. I guess I'm not gonna make it religious, but you can. I don't know another word for sin. I guess fault. So.
Absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Like I
You
said.
said, is the best way to put it.
So. Anyway, he's just a filthy old criminal and a cocaine addict, so he should be put on the island. Actually, this is another. I thought it was very interesting. Actually, my phone recommended this shit to me. I guess the governor of Florida is like looking at putting homeless people back on an island on like the east coast of Florida, and I'm like thinking, wouldn't it be some shit if like you came over in 1980 as like a Cuban and like you've been working and like COVID hits. You're like homeless all of a sudden, right?
You owned a restaurant.
Yeah,
Restaurant
sure.
shuts down.
You own like a Cuban, you own like a Cuban fusion restaurant, and you're like this, like hey, and then my Cuban fusion restaurant closed down because it's fucking Florida, and
You get thrown on an island.
yeah, and it's like, man, I went
Somebody-
from Cuba to fucking some random island, and
Somebody offers you your freedom from the island if you kill this guy.
then you land in New Jersey, and it's really the start of Sopranos. Oh my God, are Scarface and Sopranos in one fucking universe?
Scarpranos!
Woke up this morning.
And I had myself a cockroach!
You piss a cut! Alright, let's rate this thing, man. Because I like to rate shit.
You do.
I like to rate it right in the mouth. I'm gonna rate you. I'm gonna rate you.
Tight as a
radiator,
radiator
radiator.
for years and years and years.
Yeah, I'm gonna take you, pin you down, and rate you.
Let's start with your rating.
Sure, I'll start, man. I'm gonna go 8-9.
Yeah.
8-9. I thought it was a pleasant, almost otherworldly experience at certain
Otherworldly.
points, and I'd recommend it to everybody. I mean, there was definitely some parts. Him dancing kind of got me. I'm like, you can tell he's on cocaine in real life, because I'm like, that is. It made me.
He had to draw inspiration from
That's
something.
kind of. I'll be honest, dude. I was like, man, I'm killing it on the dance floor if that's how Tony's going on, because he's just.
Well, I think that's. I mean, I loved that because he's it's this guy. Probably doesn't do a lot of dancing. He's just
Sure.
he doesn't know this fucking disco. It's not disco, but it's that '80s like,
Yeah.
that '80s vibe. And so he's like, I don't know what the fuck this shit is. Fucking cockroach music, whatever.
I'm just gonna get out there and shake my ass.
He's
Cockroach
just this
music.
awkward Cuban guy. It's not really a dancer.
I
think Pacino did it well.
cockroach music.
Cockroach music.
Yeah, 8-9. 8-9 for the Pussycats and the Cockroaches, man. 8.9 cockroaches out of 10 Pussycats. Alright, what's yours?
What's the
Tyler?
conversion?
Yeah, this stuff.
Cockroaches to pussycats. Yeah. I like sticking more letter grades. I'd probably go to like a B plus on it. Yeah.
B plus?
Yeah.
It's like an 8-9?
Right.
Sorry, go
Just
ahead.
because the conversion can be done
I'm not
doesn't mean
arguing.
one
Go
feels
no,
better.
that's okay.
You
Go
like
ahead.
numbers because you don't like the letter grades thing, and then you're like, well, just because they say it's a C doesn't mean it's 7 whatever.
Well, the
doesn't
only-
mean it's a C.
The only reason why I like... we always do this, but the only reason why I like the numbers... Because,
Well, it's not like every person's listened to every podcast, so it's not necessarily a terrible
This
thing.
is-
We
sure,
do it over and
sure.
over again.
If you got a B plus, that could be an 8.6.
No, it can't. 8.6 is like...
What's a B plus?
B plus is
88
like
or
88
89?
and up.
Okay.
And then
So it's either an 88
minus
or an
is like
89.
82 and down.
I guess that's fine.
And then anything in between is just a B.
I like to be able to do the point system where it's like if I got two that are sitting there like they're both B pluses,
Uh-huh.
it could still be like one's an 8, one's an 8.9.
Well, if they're both B pluses, then I'll just which one's better? Well, that one. Yeah.
Listen, I got a different system.
I know you do.
I just my system it's foolproof.
Yeah.
You know?
There's no set criteria though. No, like you think any one of them gives a shit?
I mean, maybe
They may.
there might be.
Well,
some.
if you do, contact us.
Do
Yeah.
you? at Content Crisis Hotline, yahoo.com.
Yeah,
Vote
please,
now.
Please,
Vote now.
You can call me 614-928-3578. You can call me. Yeah, just text me or...
Call me, beat me if you want to reach me.
Hey, that's really not my phone number, so... I see you scratching your head like...
I don't care.
We can edit all of this before anyone will hear it. You'll be fine.
Fuck, what was I going to say? Oh, well.
You said something about where they can find us on Twitter.
No, I had another comment. Jason didn't even rate it yet, so just...
Oh.
Yeah, you're just going to move on? I was just saying contact us here to decide who's right about that, you know? I wasn't ending the podcast. I was just...
Jason looked at... He's like, what the fuck?
Okay, yeah, I'm still here. I'm still here.
I matter!
Oopsie doopsie. Anyway, so Jason, this was Scarface with Al Pacino. What did you think of the movie?
Oh! Go ahead. I remember what I wanted to say, but go ahead first.
Like it a lot. Don't like that it's 3 hours.
Sure.
So it's not one I would rewatch pretty frequently, but it's one that I'll thoroughly enjoy every time I do go back and rewatch it. 8 flat is what I'm going for.
Whoa. Damn. It's fair. It's fine.
It's the best 80s movie you can watch, for sure.
Yeah. Let me just real quick. I think your rating is probably like the correct rating. Honestly, if we're looking at this movie real like, you know, like
we're being dicks about it.
A little more critical.
Yeah.
I think honestly the correct rating would be.
I'm not saying you're being. I'm just saying like.
I'm not gonna lie. That's the direct translation.
Well, you know.
If I were a dick like you, I'd rate it that too.
I mean, if I spent more, because here's the thing, I did not give this like the treatment I usually give some of these movies.
You watched it for fun.
Yeah, I just was like, Harley's like, you want to talk about it? Yeah, let's talk about it. So I watched it, you know, and maybe this is the better way to do it. You know, we just watch it and come in. But like, I feel like I'm doing a disservice if I don't like watch it a couple times. If I'm not familiar with all the ins and outs, the nuances, that kind of thing.
Could you imagine watching Scarface like 3 times this week?
Well, that's what
when
I mean.
Would you have had time?
I think that's where I get critical of some movies. Is I sit and I watch it 2 to 3 times, and I, you know, if you see imperfections, they're really going to stick out to you.
Yeah.
You know. Anyway, what I wanted to say was thing I wanted to start doing because I thought it would be funny. Bad summary of this movie.
Bad summary of this movie.
Yeah, just like you know, like if you say
Cuban man opens Cuban fusion restaurant and starts an Airbnb.
Cuban dishwasher becomes successful businessman.
Sure, okay, so I see.
Develops drug habit.
Have you seen The Pursuit of Happiness? It's roughly that story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can think of a bad summary on the go.
You know what? It all kind of makes sense too, because you know, headlines-wise, it'd be Florida man.
Yeah.
Florida man, Florida dishwasher, starts business.
Florida. Yeah.
Develops drug habit, gets shot in home.
As is tradition.
As his tradition.
Florida man's sister attempts sex with him and gets mowed down by 80 human hitmen.
Why do they have to be human hitmen?
That's like meant Cuban. Like mixed hitmen and Cuban. I drank that kratom, man. You know, I got it.
Florida family massacred during attempted incest.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, all right, yeah. Florida man. Oh, man. I imagine him like just being real zooted on coke and just watching his CCTV and shit, and like, there's something there. I just trying to find it. Like Florida man. Oh my god, I can't. Too much dead air. I don't.
Sorry.
It'll come to me later. There's something real funny there. Just this Cuban dude, high off blow, watching the shit like, what's up with that cable guy, huh?
Yeah.
You know.
For the 3 days.
I mean, good point. I'd be like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Manny didn't want to fuck with it. He's like, maybe it's just a cable guy. You know, other people live on this thing, and you know,
Huh? Man,
we don't
have you
know.
been doing as much cocaine as me, man? You should be paranoid, man. Shouldn't be the voice of reason.
Yeah.
I had to shoot you in the stomach 7 times.
Cockroach.
Poor Manny, right? He just gets yelled at all
But-
the movie.
I mean, yeah, but like,
Cause I don't know
how
like the way
he married Gina.
Right, and well, and this is another thing that we talked about during movie roles. Is like just a short conversation, like full disclosure. I think is like the best policy in most
Hey,
situations.
Tony, I want to take your sister out sometime. I know you're going to be upset, but I really care for her. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Boom! Roll credit.
Tony
doesn't
family
even
man.
die.
Tony's a family man. You know, he's if you come to him on the day of his daughter's wedding,
But he asked him.
Yeah.
He did ask him.
Early on, he was pissed already, so just.
He
Remember,
didn't like ask him. Like he was doing that thing where like
We're trying to
You know what?
casually.
Hey, your
bring
sister's
something
kinda
up.
hot.
two dudes are in a car and there's a girl and you're like,
Oh yeah, that's
dude.
right. That's right.
And he was
right.
like, hey,
Yeah.
she's not for you.
Yeah. You're right. He kind of was losing his shit for no reason.
But if he come up to her and like, Gina and I have been talking,
You want to take her on a date, man?
want to take her
Oh,
out.
you want to stick a finger on her what now, huh?
No fingers, Tony. No fingers. I just, yeah, you want to improv with
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Man, he's trying to ask.
Yeah, man.
ask
I'm
because
Tony.
Gina
I'm Tony.
on
Your
there.
man. All right.
Yeah. Hey, Tony. I wanted to talk to you, man.
About what, man? Huh? Wait a second,
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about,
That's-
man? Huh? What do you want to talk about to me, man? Huh?
Yeah, no,
You calling me like a cockroach, huh?
No. Wow, that's a lot. Okay. So here's the deal. Gina and I would. I took her home the other night.
Huh?
I would never call her that. I
I
would.
call her
I'd be
Pussycat.
respectful. I'd be respectful to Gina. Don't. worry.
Okay.
I took her home the other night.
You took my sister home, huh?
You told
You
me.
took
to.
my... Okay.
I took her home the other night,
Huh?
and we're talking. And,
You took my sister, huh?
Yeah, I took her home because you told
Oh,
me.
yeah,
to.
you're going over.
Yeah. And so she was real upset.
Huh? Oh, why? What you doing, huh? You trying to stick a finger on her, huh?
No,
Huh?
I'm very respectful. I would never do that to
Oh,
your sister, Tony. I took her home,
Okay.
and she was crying. She's
You
upset
made my
about what
sister
happened
cry.
in the bathroom. No, I didn't make her
Sounds like
cry.
a real
You told me to
cockroach,
take her
man.
home.
Sounds like a
She
real
was already
cockroach,
crying, man. So we were talking. We
Okay.
we connect.
Oh. With
You
my
know?
sister, man.
Yeah,
Man, I like that, man. Like soulmates, huh?
maybe. I don't know.
Alright.
We'd have to try it out.
Man, let me ask you a question, man. Would you buy my sister flowers, man? Huh? Or would you buy another cockroach and try to stick a finger in her butt, huh?
I would only stick a finger in her
Oh, you
butt
want to go make out in the bathroom, huh?
if I gave her flowers. And I'd ask permission, obviously.
I gotta ask my mommy, too. I love you,
That
man.
can be arranged.
I love you, man.
All right. Roll credit! Roll credits! Tony's not all fucked up
Yeah,
on
Tony's not
cocaine.
a cockroach after
He's
all,
watching
man.
the TVs. He's like, there's a bunch of guys coming. He probably doesn't sniff cocaine,
Yeah.
shoot that guy in the
He's
head.
like, hey, guys, let's get this thing together. And everyone's like, oh, right.
Yeah.
You know
And then
what?
Scarface 2.
They wouldn't even be at the place because the Manny and Gina just got married the day before, right?
Right.
Right.
So they'd probably be out somewhere because they had a
probably
big old
had a
nice
big
wedding. Yeah.
It'd be like, were they Jewish? They would have smashed the glass. Mazel tov. I don't know.
If he's not on all that cocaine, he doesn't go to Manny's guy,
Yeah.
Seidelbaum, who just ends up being a undercover dude.
I think this all goes back to that drink he's having when he's getting drunk by himself.
Yeah.
No, I think alcohol was the gateway for Tony. I don't even think cocaine. I don't even think he liked cocaine. He didn't even care about
He
cocaine.
didn't
at the
really
beginning.
start cocaine
until he had a mountain of it, huh?
until he was with the girl,
Oh.
Elvira.
What the fuck is what's the actress's name?
Michelle
Michelle
Pfeiffer.
Pfeiffer.
Michelle
Yeah, I
Pfeiffer.
keep thinking about that song. Michelle Pfeiffer for that white gold. You know,
Yeah.
what song is that? Is that
Uptown
Borderlands?
Funk?
Yeah, it's,
Is that Uptown Funk? Yup.
Yep.
Same era. It was like Gangnam Style. You know what I mean? It was like one of those songs you heard.
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
radio all the time.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's a banger. I like it.
sure. Yeah. Michelle Pfeiffer for that white gold. We gotta listen to that song, man.
Yeah.
Alexa! Alright, we'll get to that one later. Alright, hey,
man.
so that's the end of Scarface, man.
Well, that
So,
was fun.
no spoilers. Kind of spoiler-free review. I mean,
Other than the fact where we said he died in the end.
Oh,
You know?
I was just thinking, like, immediately, like,
Man
no, we
dies.
gave everything up. Like, there's no...
No, yeah,
Literally told him everybody who dies in the movie.
Well, if you haven't watched this movie by now, I mean, I knew the ending and I was still, like, a little devastated. You know what I mean? I wasn't crying or anything like that, but I was like, wow.
Right, because you do.
I know the
develop-
ending, but it's the journey that matters.
I gotta
It's the
say,
journey
just one
you-
thing on the ending scene where he's getting shot to shit and everything.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like, at the point where he got, you know, shot a handful of times, and, like, he wasn't even, like, holding the gun anymore, and he was just sitting there, like, barking at these guys.
Like, I'm
just
still
yelling
standing,
at them.
man. I'm still standing. Oh, you ain't shit.
Yeah.
Like, that to me, I was watching through, I was like, that's, like, the most intense fucking thing I've ever seen from a person.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
this dude, like, is 100% just waiting for a stray bullet to actually be the one that kills him, and he's just, like, fucking barking and roaring at
Do
these
it.
guys. Like,
You should definitely try cocaine. Like, you'll stand there and take some bullets.
Yeah. But just that scene, I was just watching and I was like that is like the most intense thing I've ever
Yeah.
seen. It's just like, come on!
And then
like,
the dude with the shotgun, like the fucking little tiny glasses, you know?
Yeah.
The tinier the glasses, the more vicious. I'm always very, very... I think that's like a rule, you know? And they have to be round. Like, if they're big, round glasses, you're probably a wizard. But, like, the tinier they get, the more violent, you know, you might be like a French hitman.
Yeah.
And it's
dude
just
definitely had
covered.
French hitman vibes.
Oui.
Hon baguette.
I actually have a story, man. It's not really a... It takes 2 seconds. I kind of even feel like it's good for the podcast, but I was walking into Walmart the other day, and this is where the whole French
You're probably gonna hate this. Here we go.
that's where the French hitman thing came from. It was just...
Yeah.
I walked into Walmart. You know how, like, sometimes you go to Walmart, and especially in the hood, like, they have, like, the people selling, like, T-Mobile or AT&T or whatever. And, you know, this dude, like, you know, he gets people hooked right away. I know the process, so I'm like, I'm not even going to stop saying anything to him. But this dude is dressed up, I swear to God, like Leon from The Professional.
Okay.
And it's like, he's like a French hitman. So,
Nice.
and he had the little glasses. So I was like, dude, you look just like a French hitman. He was like, what does that mean? And his coworker starts dying fucking laughing, dude. And she's got her hands on her knees like this, looking at him like just dying laughing. I just kept walking up. I didn't stop doing
That's
it.
exactly what I said.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, you look like a French hitman. You know what I mean? He had the tiny glasses and... You have to go understand. I mean, no offense, French people, but he had a long French nose.
No offense to
I'm
any
like,
French hitman listening.
yeah, he had like the curly hair. I'm like, he was probably French. He's wearing this fucking 3-piece suit. He's got the goddamn like what do you call these?
Bifocals?
Bifocals.
Yeah.
He looks like a
Yeah,
fucking
fair.
engineer or some shit. You know what I mean?
What if that was how you died? You're like, you look like a French hitman. Dude's like,
Just
Oui,
brap.
oui, yeah.
like
This is for the Paris.
like, oh
No. This is for Quebec. You're Canadian?
no, I am fucked up. Now, a French Canadian guy's gonna kill me.
Damn, dude, you look like a fucking French Canadian hitman, dude. Damn, that's definitely an insult right there. French Canadian hitman. Damn.
No offense to any French Canadian hitmen listening.
I mean, if you're a French Canadian hitman, please contact us at. Yeah, we would definitely like to do an interview with you because that would be sweet. Could you imagine in the hot seat a French hitman? French Canadian hitman.
Yeah, they get weird about that. Don't forget
Yeah.
that Canadian part.
He's just kind of. He's not even really like. He doesn't kill people. He's just a snob. You know?
French Canadian asshole.
It's like, come on, can you stop hitting the goddamn merchandise,
It's
sir?
just like, can you not smoke in here?
Yeah. Ashes on the floor after you say it.
It's like, well, you gonna say anything?
It's like, ugh. You got a fucking booger or something in your ass? Come on, dude. You know? It really is a fascinating, because like English, you can be real lazy with it. You know what I mean? But with French, I feel like they have so much passion. But it could be like saying something like, "I need to take a shit," and it's like, it's like, what do you feel? Come on, dude. And it doesn't matter where you go. It could be like African French or like Canadian French. Or,
Yeah.
I've never met a person from France, but I've met a lot of people on the internet from Quebec. Then I met a lot of African people that speak French. So it's like very passionate. And I always get kicked out of groups when it's French. Like on Overwatch, when I'll join a group, it'll be like French only. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, I gotta jump in here, right? You know, I don't know. Hola, you know, so.
That's funny.
They're like, you know, and then they'll start speaking French and shit. And I get into German groups pretty easily because I'll just be like, oh, hello. And they'll be like, just a spielen. And I'll be like, oh, Reinhardt. And then they just won't talk to me until like halfway through the game. They're like, they'll be saying something. And I'm like, oh, I don't understand. And I'll be like, hey, can you guys switch to English? Like, real American accent. Like, hey, can you guys switch to English? Like, I really don't understand German. And they're like, what the fuck? Like, and they just switch to English. So it's like, because it's a dead game, there's no English-speaking people where that play. It's like, all right, I gotta either go with, like, the Koreans who are really good, so I'm not good at playing with them. So I'll just go to the other Europeans that are smoking dope.
Big brain.
Big brain, man. Big brain. So... yeah, man, that was kind of a gab session for no. There was nothing there. That was
Gab with Gifford.
Yeah, gab with Gifford, man.
Change the podcast name.
Twitter,
Consecrates one on the Twitter.
Instagram.
Yeah.
We're not there, sorry.
No, we're there.
We're there.
We're
I mean,
there.
yeah,
I just haven't posted anything.
That's fine. What is it?
Just search Content Crisis. I don't know what the handle is.
Matter of fact, we're not good at this. Just Google us.
Figure it out.
Well, look, you found us, so I mean, you're that much. Just you know.
Well, let me say this, because it's a tough world out here for people that want to make content. It's a crisis.
It is.
So, I would extend an offer. If you follow us on YouTube, like our video, click the bell icon to get notified when new videos come out.
Yeah.
We will put out a new vehicle, I almost said a new vehicle. I'm the car
The 2023 Content Crisis Mobile.
The 2023 Honda Odyssey is no. We'll
Sponsored by
put out a new video next week. Just come on, please.
Yeah, we put out new
Please.
stuff about every week, and you know,
some of it's
not all of it's video. So you know, we have some audio only stuff.
And we're very malleable. So, like, if you have an idea or if you want to see us do something that would interest you or pique your interests, then call me. I don't know, like the video, comment.
Fucking do something about it.
Sure.
If you want me to touch Charlie's nipples, send us an email.
Do something about it. Yeah, if you guys want to see me on OnlyFans or see Tyler on OnlyFans or want to buy the microphone because it was near us. I mean,
look, touched it.
Give us a call. Or not call. God damn it, why do I keep saying that? Like,
yeah, don't
just email us.
Shoot us an email, tweet us
on Twitter.
Yeah, tweet us, you know, send a DM.
We gotta like write this out. Like a script at the end. You know what I mean?
I pretty much have it down.
Well, I need a script. This is getting
what I mean was
he just needs like a note card right here with all of his lines.
Yeah, for real. We should get business cards, man.
So, long story short, Twitter at Constant Crisis 1. Look for his Instagram. I don't remember the tag right now. Constant Crisis Hotline Yahoo.com. Follow us on YouTube. Do the bell icon. All that stuff he said. Spotify, Apple Podcasts. You know. Thanks for listening. Thanks for viewing.
Yeah, thank you.
And goodbye.